Good evening, everybody. It's Jake McKenzie. We're on pad level. You got a couple knuckleheads in here as well. You've seen them before. You saw them last week. Dalton and Griffin. They're in here in the building. Not in my building. They're in their own building. We're obviously doing a little FaceTime type deal. But we're here to talk a little ball again. And we're fired up. So, Dalton. Griffin, you started last time. Dalton, what you got for us today, buddy?
When we got off the call last week, I thought that there wasn't, a ton that could have happened between last Wednesday and this Wednesday. And boy, were we proven wrong with that. We had Indiana went on the road to Oregon, won that game. We had James Franklin got fired, which is obviously the biggest news of the whole weekend. And we had just multiple games. Iowa State loses to Colorado. We had some upsets. We had some dog fights, close games. It was just as good as it could have gotten. And the great thing is, we're going to see it again this weekend.
It might be even crazier.
Could be.
There's a lot of big games this weekend.
Yes,
a lot of big games. Griff, what you got, man?
I think I texted both of y'all this after the picks last week. I'm looking at my results from last week, and it ain't great. Sometimes when you do this, when you pick this many games, sometimes you get to crow about it when you do good, and sometimes you got to eat crow when you do bad. So this is going to be a crow eating
contest.
Yes.
We're all in this boat.
Yes. North Texas, wrong.
Yikes.
Florida State, wrong. Yeah. I mean, TCU, wrong.
Yeah, big time for me.
Hey, let me. Next, I'll go into it later on. But yeah. So I'm gonna be eating crow today.
Yeah. Last weekend was a tough one to peg there for a lot of these games, and this could probably have its whole segment in any college football show in the country, but everything is so much more evenly matched because of transfer portal and NIL and all that other stuff. It's just so much more evenly matched.
It's just the nature of the game now with all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. There's no you'll still have good teams that are really good, but it's not like dynasties like it was in the past, unless something changes, which things are changing every other day in college football now. But
yeah, I mean,
it won't be any more of those, probably.
Yeah, me and Jake talked on the phone, and we talked when this was, I guess, probably Monday, and it got to a point, and I was like, imagine how easy it would have been to do, picking every game, like back in 2008 or 2009. You'd lose 10 games a week, it seems like, just because that's how confident you were in the big teams winning the big games.
Yep.
And the so-called smaller teams not upsetting other teams. And we had Penn State 20-point favorites 2 weeks in a row get beat. Went on the road. James Franklin talking about travel. Hell, I guess you got to just put them on the field because going from their apartment to the field is too much travel for them.
FaceTime the game. Everybody plays at home. FaceTime it.
Yeah, can't go.
Do the virtual thing like they do in the walkthroughs nowadays. They got the walls that are virtual, so you can actually do a walkthrough like versus real defense or offense.
Yeah.
I guess you got to play games like that now.
And another thing I thought about was when we're picking all the games, and I thought how much tougher would it be to pick if we did NFL games like this? And I was like, well, it'd be tough because any given week, any NFL team can beat another team. Doesn't matter if you're 32nd in the league. Doesn't matter if you're first in the league. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's what we live in college football now.
It's very similar. I was listening to the College Game Day podcast. I think it was earlier today, and it's Reese Davis, Pete Thamel, and Dan Wetzel. Those three guys, and I think it was Dan Wetzel who said a stat that said the NFL the average margin of victory was like 10.8 or something like that. There are a few outliers that kind of make it more, but it's 10.8. The SEC this season is 10.7.
I heard that today too.
And if he was saying, if you take out one or two teams from that, it's going to be way closer, like probably 6, 5.
Yeah.
Everything's just so much closer and so much more evenly matched now.
Yep.
First of all, it's hard to pick a game. Second of all, you cannot really play bad in a week because you're going to get burned if you do. You
Yep.
got to be there every week, ready to go. Because if you're not, you're
It'll
probably
show.
going to leave there not being very happy. So,
Yep.
which makes it fun for us because we get to watch it and enjoy it and sit back away
Absolutely.
from it. Oh man!
And then talk about it the week
wrong.
after.
Right? Maybe I picked it wrong, but that was a great game to watch.
Yes.
So that's great for us. And I wasn't a huge fan of the transfer portal. I'm still not. A lot of the things with it. NIL, I like some things and some things not. But it makes for a lot of good games.
Did y'all see the new transfer portal window and rules around the transfer portal?
Well, it's just one window now, isn't it?
It's one window.
One 15-day window, but also coaching changes. Did y'all see the new
Yes,
rules
they
on
have.
that?
How long do they have?
You can't get in the portal until the new coach gets hired or something like that?
Until 5 days after the new coach gets hired. I think you have like a 15-day portal window after that, so you can't like immediately. I mean,
because it was 30 days right after the coach got fired before, right? And so now
it may still be 30 days, but I know you have to wait at least 5 days after the new coach is hired until you can get in it, which is good. That gives the new coaches time to retain and
get some buy-in,
and it helps. It just helps retain rosters in general. It helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, and we're going to get into the coach firings, and let's just save it for that. We'll get into coach firings because I do have some stuff I want to talk about. We'll see what y'all think about it.
Yep.
We got a little segment for that, so we'll get into that in a second. Before we get started, I would like to say that the TikTok I posted 2, I think, maybe 3. I posted one about my thoughts from the Sunday episode, the Week 7 recap, about my opinion on the fumble with the Auburn and Georgia game, right before, less than 2 minutes before half. And I was really going through that, talking about all the calls in that game from that point on, the referees, officials, the calls they made. And so that was the one that, I clipped and put it on there, and man, the comments were going nuts. Which is good. I like it. That's great. And there were a lot of people in there who were explaining why they thought the way they thought, which is good. Was it right or wrong? I don't know. But you were explaining it, which is great, which is fun for me. It's fun for us to read it and, laugh or say, oh, it's a good point, So that's great. I want to keep doing that. Now what we got to do is take that kind of interaction and take it to Spotify and YouTube. So we get that going there too on the podcast, on the full podcast, because the TikToks you only get, a certain amount. Podcast and YouTube, you get the whole, 45 minutes, hour and a half, whatever it is that we're on here. So rate, follow, subscribe, comment. The big 4.
Power
Keep it
4,
up.
some call it.
It's great. Final 4. Fantastic 4. Some people call it that too. All right. Same thing. In the shows, in the comments, ideas. What do you got better ideas? What can we do? Can we change this? Can we do that? And all that good stuff. So, and then the last thing, I like to give some shout outs. Now, they'll just kind of be sprinkled throughout the shows usually, but just want to let you know that, you reach out, you have something good to say or whatever, you may be featured. May tag you if you really want me to. Okay? So, keep that up.
Incentive.
And speaking of shout-outs, I will say this, because Caleb Smith texted me earlier today. He said Auburn basketball starts today, so Auburn football can go ahead and just end the season.
Miss me.
And I thought, you know what? Let's not be so hard on them. But they need to win this weekend, or they can just go ahead and just go to basketball. So, anyway, we're going to start off with the Jake poll. All right, so this is AP poll came out. It comes out Sunday every day. Okay? Say what you want about it. Usually it's not great. Sometimes it's better than others, but usually it's not great. So I've got my poll here, and so immunity. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about it. Griffin and Dalton and comment on it as we go, and comment on it as we go. All right. So we're going to get started here. And because we had some losses in the top 25. I mean, we're probably, I know we're going to have those because we're going to have top 25 matchups every week, but we had a couple big ones. All right, so we're going to start number 1. I've still got Miami number 1. Miami, Ohio State are 1 and 2. 1 Miami, 2 Ohio State. Some people can say they're interchangeable. I think those two teams have kind of separated themselves. Maybe one other that I'm about to get to, but those two teams have separated themselves. Number 3, Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech is almost separated themselves from everybody else. They've looked dominant, super good. Texas Tech at 3. 4, Texas A&M. So the irony of this is you've got 2 in my top 25. You've got 2 Texas teams in the top 25, in the top 5, excuse me. And it's not a Longhorn, right? Mm-hmm. They were number 1 or 2 start the season, right? Which is crazy. Number 5, Indiana. Some people got them up at 3 already. I'm not taking anything away from what they did to Oregon because they pretty much they won by 10, but I think they were dominating the whole game.
Yeah, and to have them in the top 3, like it's easy to say it now because they just beat Oregon, but when you look at Texas Tech, A&M, Ohio State, Miami, they've played those kinds of games multiple times this year, and some a lot. Like A&M, they played all their SEC games are tough because everybody in the SEC is tough, and Texas Tech went on the road, beat Utah by 24. It's hard to put Indiana in the top 3 just because they haven't done as much as those other 3 teams have.
Sure, I don't disagree with you, and that's why I have them at 5. That's why I didn't have them jump Texas Tech and Texas A&M. I think those 2 teams are better than Indiana at this point.
Agreed.
Now I'll restate this. This is not predictive on what I think is going to happen at the end of the season. This is just right now. Okay, so this will change next week. Maybe not this exact spot, but it will change. Number 6, Ole Miss. See, I'd moved Indiana above Ole Miss. I did go above Ole Miss. Now, obviously, they had the near win to Washington State. Some people dropped them down a little. I understand it. This is what I think about Ole Miss. I know they didn't look good. And this may just kind of contradict what I just said. I still think Ole Miss is better than what some people are thinking after Washington State because I think they were overlooking Washington State.
I agree. I think they were. But there's something to be said for winning the game.
For sure. Yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of echoing what you're saying. Is there's something to be said because you could look at any of these teams, and at some point this season they will have a game that they have to go and win by 3 or 6 points.
Yeah,
and it's a fact of actually winning the game that separates the good teams from the not so good teams.
Yeah. Look at Penn State.
Yeah.
Yep.
And granted, they better be glad it was just Washington State. Had it been, say, an SEC game like Kentucky or even Arkansas, like they lose that game. So you planned your season out perfectly for your downplay game to be Washington State and still win, looking pretty rough.
Right.
Yeah.
I would like to think that if it were an SEC team this past week before Georgia, they wouldn't have overlooked it like Washington State.
Yeah.
But I don't know that. I mean that's you can't. It's hard to go back and say that they would play much better, but you just don't know that. You don't know that. All right, number 7, Bama at 7. They look better and better every week to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're a team that in the second half they can finish and close out games.
Yep.
Especially against Missouri. Now Georgia, they didn't score any points in the second half, but they also didn't give up any points. They did, but they held them when they needed to, right? So anyway, Bama 7, Georgia Tech 8. I think they were off this past weekend. They got a tough one at Duke. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. I like Georgia Tech. I think they're better than some people think. I really like Georgia Tech. We'll get to where I think they're going to go here in a second. UGA 9. I mean, like you said, Griff. I mean, I feel like they had some help with some calls in the game against Auburn, but they won the game.
Yeah.
They won the game. So, you can say what you want. They look like crap. Some people say real resilient. That's why they're great, and they are great. I mean, Kirby Smart's teams are always going to be that way.
Yep.
Georgia 9, 10, Oregon. I dropped them I had them at 2, dropped them to 10. It just didn't. I mean, it didn't. Obviously, Indiana just kind of pulled their pants down. I mean, they got after them good, and Oregon couldn't do a whole lot. And Indiana threw a pick 6 in the game.
I was about to say Indiana's defense suffocated because Oregon's offense, they only scored 13 because you had the pick 6.
Yes.
Kind of a
That was what shocked me the most was Indiana's defense, because last year when they played Ohio State, they looked like they just didn't belong in those big games. They could beat any other team except the big teams, and even when they played Notre Dame in the playoffs, same thing. They lost by 10, but it was worse than what the score indicated.
Yeah.
And so them going on the road to Oregon, you're sitting here thinking, are we going to see the same thing we saw last year? Are they going to prove themselves? And I was shocked at how well their defense played against Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Indiana's kind of got the same deal going on that Vanderbilt's had the past couple of years, is historically not great programs. It's really hard to get on the Indiana and Vanderbilt train. Vanderbilt not as much, but Indiana's schedule was so light last year, and the one big game you kind of got really exposed against Ohio State. And so this year, you beat Illinois like a drum. How good is Illinois? That's what everybody was asking. And then you go to Oregon, and it's like, it's hard to buy into that to the Indiana hype when historically they have kind of been, that's their first top 5 road win in their program's history. I think they were 0-46 going into that game. So it's really hard to buy in. But I'll tell you this, I am bought into Indiana. They look like they belong.
Yeah.
Kurt Cigaretti.
Who's your daddy?
I'm on the train.
Yeah, I mean they're better than they were last year, and they were good last year. But like you said, they faced the really elite teams and they had a tough time.
Yeah.
But I guess what Signetti can do is he can find those weaknesses and he freaking attacks them, and they get fixed
in 1 year.
They get fixed.
I mean, in all honesty, he did it from as soon as he started last year. Like, Indiana has never been the team that is good, in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And, like, literally he started last year. They go almost undefeated. And then their weaknesses from last year, he just patched those up and brought his team back again.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. Dude's a dog. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, for sure. It's they're fun to watch. And they're physical, but they'll throw it. I mean, the quarterback, old Fernando.
Yeah. Watched him tear Auburn up a couple times.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. All right. 11, Tennessee. Tennessee going to T-Town.
Yep.
Tennessee going to T-Town. We'll find out about Bama and Tennessee even more. I mean, Bama's been facing tough teams back-to-back, like 3 ranked wins in a row.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Tennessee played Georgia all the way to the end, had a couple close games with teams that may not, Mississippi State better, Arkansas just okay, but they got Taylor Green at quarterback. Bobby Petrino, the interim head coach. So it'll be interesting to see. Can Alabama start fast like they started against Missouri? Tennessee, I've got a very good feeling they're going to start fast. They start fast every game they play in.
Yeah.
But can Tennessee keep it going the whole game and finish the game? That's the big thing for Tennessee right now. Can they finish the game against a good team? Now, one thing I meant to bring up about Georgia, I'll bring up later. We'll talk about it later. 12, LSU. I'm not a believer in LSU.
No, I'm not either.
They're playing Vandy, and I've got Vandy at 13. We're going to talk about that game here in a second. I'm excited about that game. I really am.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to expose one of the two.
Yep.
And I feel like I know which one it's going to be.
I think LSU, outside of, I guess you could say Texas, Penn State, Clemson, is the biggest surprise because the past 2 years, the offense has been the only thing that's kept them afloat. The defense has literally lost them games, and this year
Now
it
it's
is
flipped.
the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Their offense looks, and I've heard whatever about Garrett Nussmeier. He's got all these injuries and whatever. Either don't play him. If he plays, no, you can't talk about it. If he just take him out if he's that hurt, because the way it looks right now is not very good. But their defense, good Lord, is
Well, it's the whole unit. It's the whole offensive unit. I mean, it's not like
yeah.
they've just been
Oh no,
pounding the ball, you know?
no, yeah, I know that. I'm just saying. I expected more out of Garrett Nussmeier this year, but also they can't run the ball.
Well,
I mean,
that's what I was getting at.
they ran it for I think like 5.5 yards per carry against South Carolina, but
All the games before that, they did
all the
not.
games before that they can't.
And it's just so funny. Like the quarterback talk before the season was crazy for all these teams that ended up not being very good. The quarterback talk was just, you think about it, LSU, Clemson, Penn State, Texas. Those quarterbacks on those teams, Nussmeier,
Florida, South Carolina.
Oh, Florida. Yeah. Oh, that's 6 right there.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about these are the great generational talents. Generational talents just kept getting thrown out there. Generational quarterback. And it ends up being some of these other guys who weren't as. I mean, he talked about some of them. Now, Mateer was one of them who's kind of come to the fruition. Now, he had the injury last game. I don't know if he's going to, get better from that or not. But, anyway, kind of off topic, but the quarterback situation is interesting. So LSU 12, Vandy 13, Virginia 14. Virginia 14. Just keep winning. Virginia just keep winning, 15, Oklahoma. Dropped Oklahoma from 7 to 15. I picked them because of the defense. I thought even without John Mateer, they're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't stop the horns,
No.
And then man, John Mateer did not look good. I know he had the bad hand or thumb, but he's just throwing the ball up.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't blame it on the thumb because I was watching the ball itself. The ball was coming out pristine spiral. That's the only thing. This is what seemed to be his issue was decision making. His decision making. Not good.
And now Texas defense is good. Now their defense is good.
Yes, agreed.
So it's not like they were just playing somebody crappy.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought they were better than that as a unit.
And I'll tell you this: Oklahoma has got the exact same issue that. Well, no, we'll talk about it later. It's one of the games that we'll get into, so we'll wait on that.
16, Missouri. I dropped them. I think I had them at 12. Dropped 12-16. I still like Missouri a lot. I mean, I still think they're very good.
Mm-hmm. Defense is really good.
Defense is good.
Their defensive line is exceptional.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then, I mean, gosh, their offense, Ahmad Hardy's their running back. Bo Perbula's their quarterback. They've got stuff, they got people all over. They got to go to Auburn. Fun one, huh?
So fun.
Win for who, G?
Who do you think?
The Tigers?
The Tigers of Columbia.
Yeah, the Tigers. The Tigers. All right, 17, Utah. 18, BYU. They play this weekend. We'll find out. I said we find out a bunch about Utah when they play Texas Tech, and Texas Tech got after them. Now, I do think Utah is better than BYU. I think it's close. I think it's pretty small.
It's so close.
Small margin. And really, those two teams are really playing for second place in the Big 12.
Yep.
Behind Texas Tech, in my opinion. Whoever wins this is going to be a driver's seat to play Texas Tech in the conference championship.
Yeah.
Well, I would think so too.
Whenever we get to that game, I'll read you like the team stats just to show you how close these two teams are. It is.
Sounds great to me.
Kind of wild.
19 and 20, Nebraska, Cincinnati. Nebraska and Cincinnati. Oh man, how about that? Played in week 1. Nebraska beat them by 3, I think, 2017. Cincinnati looks good, boys.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Sorsby,
They
the
do.
quarterback, good player.
Kind of a
Yeah.
baller, yep.
Baller. 21,
AP Poll's
Memphis. Who?
AP Poll's got Cincinnati in front of Nebraska.
Yeah.
Nebraska.
You know, I've seen a
Cincinnati.
lot of people who have, not AP poll, but other people I listen to who have done the same thing. And their reasoning behind it, which I kind of get, you know, they say that happened in week 1. It's been 6 weeks now.
Yeah, I mean,
And so,
it's
you know,
true.
head to head, it means something. But when
Nebraska-
you get to a certain point, you got to start looking at the whole body of work.
Yeah.
You know, which I understand. I really do. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could take Nebraska and Cincinnati and make either one of them 19 and 20. I mean, you could flip those back and forth for me. You know. So anyway, 21 Memphis, undefeated G5. The G5. Well, are they the G5 favorite? We'll talk about it in a little bit. 22 USC jumped them back in there. I had them just outside the top 25 last week. My top 25. I got them at 22 now after they get after Michigan. My man Greg McElroy on Always College Football put USC up at number 10. I think USC's good. Them beating Michigan doesn't tell me they're that good yet. Now, go and beat Notre Dame this weekend pretty convincingly. I might start changing my mind because I'm starting to feel better about USC. Now the Illinois game started at 9 a.m. local time, basically. Not basically, it was 9 a.m. local time for them. But then I found out later that they had a bunch of guys sick with the.
They had a lot of guys out sick, and I think they had a few injuries too.
Yeah, so when you look at it that way, I don't like playing that game because you can just make excuses for everybody. What is something to think about? 23, South Florida, after just absolutely drumming North Texas. I mean, the game could have been on air and it would have been no different, possibly. Okay?
Yeah. The over was the lock.
Oh, 100%.
I said the over was the lock of the century.
USF got it on their own.
But with North Texas had, 5 turnovers?
Yeah, they turned the ball over like crazy. And they lost by 42, 41 maybe? They lost by 4 touchdowns and turned the ball over 5 times. If you don't turn the ball over any, do you win? If you don't.
Or if you turn it over twice, if you take away 3 of those turnovers and you score a touchdown, that's 3 reverse the other way.
Right. You never know, right? I mean,
but now granted, South Florida also turned the ball over 2-3 times.
Well, and also you got to give USF credit; they forced turnovers too.
Yeah.
They're really
took
good.
Advantage.
Yes, they're really good. USF, I think, deserves to be in the top 25 for sure.
Absolutely.
24, I finally did it. I can't believe I did it. Notre Dame 24. Notre Dame, they look good.
I have no issue with it.
Okay.
At this point, no.
Yeah.
Because you look at their 2 losses, they just keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
The 2 teams that you lost to at the beginning of the season by a combined 4 points, are now sitting at 12-0 combined.
I got them in my poll.
Miami and A&M big time.
In my top 25, Miami 1, Texas A&M 4.
Yeah.
So yes, exactly. Now they are in a playoff game every weekend now to get to the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose one more game, they'll go to the dang,
And even if they lose to USC and USC still goes on and doesn't lose another game for the rest of the year, they're still not going to get a 9-3. Losing, say USC ends up in the top 12. Well, they're still not going to get a 9-3.
I don't think they'll get in at 9-3 with how light their schedule is outside of it. You said you don't think they will.
I do not.
Sorry. I thought you said you think they will. I was about to say I don't think so.
Maybe I may have, but I meant
no. I don't think you did. I thought I just heard you wrong.
Yeah, they won't. I truly think they won't. And then 25, I debated on this. I really did debate on this, but then I kept thinking, who would I put in at 25? Who would I put in at 25 if I did with them? I put Illinois at 25. They lost to the number 2, my number 2, AP's number 1, team in the country. You know, they played them tighter than they played Indiana.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Can you play the
They're
old
back.
Indiana should be number one.
can you play the old common can you play the old common opponent thing? Probably not. I don't like doing that a whole lot. I got a few honorable mention teams. UNLV, you know what? I'm going to trademark this. Dan Mullen and the Cardiac Kids.
My.
They are.
He will
I
not
didn't put them in
lose
the
a
top 25.
game.
I didn't put them in the top 25. Listen, they are sneakily going undefeated. Nobody's talking about UNLV and the Cardiac Kids, Dan Mullen.
Nope.
I mean, they literally find the hardest way to win every week, and they do it.
The
They
key
go
word
down
is
a bunch
the
of
key word
points.
is win, though, like we were talking about with
I know.
with Ole Miss and whoever else it was. Win.
I mean,
the key word is
we'll
win.
talk about this in a second. You know, there's some of these head coach firings. Who's going to be Dan Mullen?
Well, I mean, just last year we're watching Dan Mullen and Joey Galloway on the dang Matt Berry's college football
Sitting
school
in the
thing.
school. Yeah.
And just in that short span of time, Dan Mullen has shaved off 25 years of his life because of the heart attacks he's been given during these games.
Man, I mean, you would think that they would get tired of it and say, hey, let's just go ahead and just win this by a couple touchdowns and not win it in the last second.
Why not?
I think he likes the stress. All right, also, I've got Washington sitting right there. They, you know what? In a way, they've been like Georgia because they go down big and then come back somehow win. They're like UNLV also the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who was it? Maryland, they were down 20-0 and came back and won 24-20. And then they were down against Rutgers by a couple scores, a couple possessions at least, and come back and end up winning by almost 20. So, you know, they need to, if they want to keep this going, they need to start faster, quit giving up so many points early and score some early.
Yeah.
But then keep winning the games.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Louisville. Louisville plays Miami on Friday night. And let me tell you something about these freaking weeknight games. You don't have any freaking clue what's going to happen. You got no freaking clue. And we're going to get into that too in a second because I'm still pissed about it. All right? And then Navy. Also, sneakily
Good Lord.
undefeated. Sneakily undefeated. Almost lost to Temple. Went for two. Scored in the last minute. Blake Horvath, the quarterback, hits a 50-yard. It was like a QB counter. I can't remember the exact play. Right up the gut. Takes it
For 50.
50 plus.
Hey, is Newberry still the coach there?
Oh, yes, sir.
I'll say that I thought he was, but I just want to make sure before I said this. The stones that you have to be undefeated at Temple.
They're in Philly, baby. They're in Philly.
Playoff hopes on the line, and you score a touchdown late, and instead of saying, you know what, let's, I feel like we can get it done in overtime, we say, absolutely not. We are going to put our playoff hopes on the line on a 2-point conversion, and I'll be danged if old Horvath didn't make a terrific play on the sidelines and whip that ball to the tight end for a 2-pointer.
That was actually a B-back he threw it to, Griff. That was a B-back he threw it to.
Oh, wow.
It was a play-action pass, B-back, slipped to the flat quickly, catches it toe taps, and falls out of bounds. That's just the kind of athleticism you see from B-backs all over the country.
Right.
Okay.
From most of them.
From all B-backs is what you're going to get. Even from back in 2015 to 2018, you're still going to get that same kind of athleticism from a B-back.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. That's fact. That's factual. Okay. Yeah.
Just a random set of years.
Yeah. Brian Newberry, Drew Cronick is the OC. My man Brent Wimberly's coaching linebackers. Coach Volker, the DC. Man, it's a crew there. Coach Carizzi, the street guy there.
Oh, yeah.
He has no voice left.
Dude.
He has no voice left.
Yeah, I don't know how he has any left. But they're the boys. They're the boys. Now, I can't get too giddy on Navy and not say something about Army because I got boys at both. We'll get to Army in a second, so don't worry. Don't worry, old Black Knights. We'll get to you. Okay. All right. Any other comments on the top 25 on the Jake poll right there?
My
Immunity.
my only swap I think maybe would be Washington and Illinois, but splitting
Okay.
hairs, I
And
feel like it's
I
already at that
understand
point.
that.
So,
I understand that. Yeah. Yeah. What about you,
but
D? You good on
other than
that?
that,
I mean, yeah, I'm good. There's nothing really out of order yet. I mean, we're going to see. There's a lot of teams in your top 25. One's ranked ahead of the other appropriately, and then they're playing each other. So we're going to see.
Yeah,
There's
you'll
going to be
well
some swapping around.
yep. Yep.
Because right now I'd like to say LSU over Vandy, but you could do it either way. But the good thing is they play
We'll
in
find out
4 days,
in
3 days.
let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you'll find out 72 hours. We'll find out.
yeah.
We'll find out. All right. So we're going to talk about just briefly, maybe, about the comments we've gotten on the TikTok from Sunday. Okay. So what we've got is, oh, no, sorry. No. All right. We're going to talk about this before we get into that. We're 7 weeks in, 8 if you count week 0. So let's just say 7. Who do you think? Let's start Power 4. Who are your favorites to win each conference? And then, so one of you start. You just go all 4. You just go all, or however you want to do it. One of you start. Just do it however you want. We'll just go from there.
Well, obviously Auburn for the SEC.
Yeah, great pick. Great
Number
pick.
1, not number 16.
Oh,
Oh no, never mind.
yeah.
Scratch
Change
that.
that.
All right, so I'll go first. I got ACC. I've got Miami,
Yeah.
but I think they're going to play Georgia Tech, either Georgia Tech or Virginia. I don't know. It's a toss up there. Big 12.
Before you go farther, Dalton, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 teams that are still undefeated in ACC,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and Pitt. Well, you got 1, 2. You got 3 other teams, 4 other
One loss.
teams, including UNC that has only 1 loss.
They out.
And count them out probably.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of teams out there who, in theory, could be in the mix. Anyway, go ahead, D.
So Miami, ACC, Big 12. I've got Texas Tech, and like we talked about earlier, it could be between BYU and Utah to play them. I think Texas Tech, the way they're playing right now, and I don't see them slowing down at all. I mean, you talk about, losing a quarterback is obviously detrimental to a team, but they got 2 of them. I mean, Will Hammond has shown that he can come in.
Yeah,
he came in
buddy.
against Utah and
Yeah.
actually, put them up by more, like sealed the game with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not deficient in the quarterback category.
No, they're not. They're looking real good.
In the Big 10, based off how the season has gone, so much of me wants to pick Indiana to win the Big 10.
Wouldn't be the worst pick. I mean, they're playing very, very good.
They are, and they got to play Penn State. I think at Penn State, and despite what Penn State's done the last 2 weeks, like their roster is not bad, so they're not going to be an easy game on the road. But I don't see Indiana losing,
Especially with Drew Aller out for the season.
right? And this is probably could be a little bit of recency bias just because they just beat Oregon and their defense looked way better than I thought. I'm going to pick Indiana at this time. But Ohio State, obviously, their defense is, they've been dominant all season. And then for SEC, God, it pains me to do this, but I have to go with Bama.
Oh, how dare you!
I know. Just if you would have told me after Bama and Florida State played that one team would be 6-1 and one team would be 3-3, I would have said Bama's 3-3 with losses to Florida State, Georgia, Missouri. But here we are, week 8, going into week 8. Bama 6-1 has beat Georgia, has beat Missouri, has beat Vandy 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And then Florida State has lost to Pitt, Virginia, and Miami. Yeah, saw that one coming.
Pretty good. He lost.
But like I would not have expected us to be here talking about these two teams in what I would have said is a completely flipped win-loss record.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. Who do you think Alabama's playing?
I think Texas A&M. The way it's going right now, I think A&M. I would have said Oklahoma a couple weeks ago, but
yeah,
I think A&M is the team that.
Yeah. What about you, G? Who you got in those 4?
I've got Miami winning the ACC. The interesting thing about who I think they're going to play is like we're talking about the top 5 teams in the ACC right now are Georgia Tech, Virginia, Duke, SMU, and Miami.
Yeah.
Miami plays SMU, but does not play any of the other 3.
Yeah.
SMU does not play any of Virginia, Duke, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech plays Virginia and Duke. So, all 3 of the top teams right now, Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Duke, all play each other. So that's obviously one of them is going to be knocked out. I see Miami winning out, so I think they'll definitely be in. Who they're playing, gosh. I think I want to pick
I want to be Georgia Tech.
No, excuse me. Virginia does not play Georgia Tech. They play Duke. I want to take Virginia. I want to say Virginia. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say Virginia.
Yeah.
I like what they're playing right now. Just looking like a solid team.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah, Big 12, Texas Tech. I have them winning, and I've got. I think I got. BYU.
You just made your pick right there.
Do what?
I said you just made your pick for that game this weekend.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking between BYU and Cincinnati, but I think BYU.
Ooh, Cincinnati would be a.
Well, Cincinnati's got to play Utah, so it really depends on this BYU-Utah game.
Yeah.
Because then BYU and Utah both have one conference loss. It'll be head-to-head with Utah, and then Cincinnati had to play Utah at Utah. And that would, I feel like,
well, now
what if kind of be that
what if
game
Utah beats BYU and then BYU beats Cincinnati, and you
I
got
don't know if BYU
there.
does play Cincinnati. Yes. Man,
what do we do
that's
there?
It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna say Texas Tech.
Do they play Cincinnati and BYU?
They play BYU. Yes.
Texas Tech plays BYU. Yeah.
Yep.
So it'd be between Cincinnati and Utah.
Yep. Let me get.
Do they play? Yeah. Sorry.
I'll take Texas Tech and BYU in a rematch after Texas Tech beats them in the regular season.
Okay.
For the Big Ten, I'm going to take Ohio State as the winner, and I like Indiana to win out. And God, I want to pick Indiana so bad to win it. And I may, like, once it gets to the game, I might pick them just based on the body of work the lads have the season. But give me Ohio State over Indiana as it sits now. SEC, oh, gosh. Give me Texas A&M over Alabama in the SEC championship. I really, really do like the way both teams are playing right now. I really do. I really like Texas A&M's offense, the way that they've been playing, and the way that they're able to find ways to win games. It's going to be an interesting game when you got two teams like that are able to find ways to win games. Somebody's got to lose. So I like A&M, but I would not be shocked if Alabama ended up winning it.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, ACC, I've got Miami versus Georgia Tech in the championship game. I've got Miami winning, and I've got both of them in the playoff.
Miami and Georgia Tech?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia Tech, they have Duke, Syracuse at home, at NC State, tough one, at Boston College, Pitt at home, tough.
Yep.
And then you got Georgia. The last game doesn't count against ACC.
Mm-hmm.
If Georgia Tech's only loss before the conference championship is Georgia Tech's in the playoff.
No doubt.
Yes.
ACC's getting 2 teams in.
Is that game at Georgia or Georgia Tech?
It's in
It's at Georgia
ATL,
Tech.
baby.
Yeah.
It's in ATL.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
They're playing that at what, Mercedes-Benz, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they are. Big 12, Texas Tech. So Cincinnati plays Utah. Utah beats BYU this weekend. We'll talk about that later. Cincinnati beats Utah on November 1st. And Cincinnati plays Texas Tech in the championship game. I think Texas Tech wins. But Cincinnati just looks super impressive to me.
Yep.
It's going to be fun to watch that play out. That's going to be.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be fun. All right, Big Ten, I'm going to go with the boring one. Ohio State's going to win it. Ohio State is dominating, but they're just so boring to pick because you just know they're going to dominate. It makes people want to go pick somebody else. Don't fall for the trap yet.
They play boring football.
Yeah, good football that they do well. Play good on offense, play good on defense, and then
Yes. Not to say anything bad about Ohio State. I think they're a really good team. It's just like when you say you play boring golf, they just play boring football. They just
like our boy Scotty Schiff.
Down. Yes.
Fairway green putt.
Yeah. All right, Ohio State, and you know what? I mean, part of me, it's going to be Indiana in Ohio State. I mean, I don't know who's going to beat Indiana.
Yeah,
I don't know who's going to beat Ohio State. The only
Michigan for the 5th year in a row.
That would be the only thing.
That would be insane.
For Indiana, I don't think anybody's going to beat them. Michigan State at home, UCLA at home, at Maryland. That'll be tough. At Penn State will be tough. Wisconsin at home, at Purdue. They're going to dominate that, I think. Ohio State, Wisconsin this weekend at Wisconsin.
God bless Wisconsin.
Penn State at home.
I was about to say, take Wisconsin total team points under 1.
Shut out. Penn State at home. Purdue on the road. UCLA at home. Rutgers at home. Michigan on the road. Only one that's going to be a question is Michigan. For those two, they're going to win every game. They're going to be the two boring teams in the Big Ten. Those two play. I think Ohio State. Oh, it's tough to bet against Old Signetti right now.
I know.
SEC. Oh man, you know what? Texas A&M is dominant. But these SEC schedules are so much different than the other 3 conferences.
Yep.
Okay? I'm going to read you Ole Miss's final 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Obviously, at Georgia, game day is going to be there. Huge game. At Oklahoma. John Mateer is probably good to go by then. South Carolina at home. Not going to be just a cakewalk. You got the Citadel. Florida at home. Not going to be a cakewalk. At Mississippi State and start
last year. Oof.
I mean, that's tough. Now that's Ole Miss. Now Texas A&M. They play Arkansas this weekend in Fayetteville. We saw when they played Tennessee, Arkansas is not just going to lay down.
Is that one not in Dallas anymore?
No. It's now it's in Fayetteville. They're not doing the neutral site.
Yep.
Yes, it's at Razorback Stadium. All right. At LSU. At Missouri. That's 2 weeks in a row. South Carolina at home. Samford at Texas. Wow, that's tough. Alabama. You've got Tennessee this week at home. At South Carolina. They call that Cocktober if y'all didn't know that.
Yes.
Good Lord.
LSU at home. That's no cakewalk. Oklahoma at home. Oklahoma blistered them last year. With Jackson Arnold, baby.
Thank you, Milrow, for throwing 2 pick sixes like an idiot.
Okay. All right. Eastern Illinois. And then Auburn at Jordan-Hare. You can say what you want, boys. Yeah. You think it's all fun and games. So these schedules are so much different than the others. So the other leagues, I can say, you know what? These two teams are gonna just win out. This SEC, I ain't thinking that. I can't say that for a second.
No, like
But
Indiana.
I think it's gonna be Texas A&M and Alabama, and I think Alabama's gonna win it. Just call me a freaking whatever you want, but
Homer.
anyway, yeah, call me
Alabama
what you want.
Homer.
All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to roll through each group of 5 or 6. Oh, you're talking about, Homer. The 5 or 6 group of 5s, and I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win those conferences. Okay, we'll start with the American. The American is the best group of 5 conference that there is out there.
Yep, easily.
The top is, all these teams are undefeated in the American Conference. Navy, Memphis, USF, Tulane. All 4 of those. All right, I mean, I think USF's going to win it.
Yeah.
I think USF's going to win it.
Yeah.
USF plays Memphis next weekend, so we'll really find out who they are. Both teams are. I think South Florida probably rolls through them pretty good. Okay. In the Conference USA.
Hey.
The Conference USA, boy. Who do you think I'm picking in this baby, dude? Let me tell you who I'm picking. Now I'm looking at some stats here. It's kind of scary. Because my Owls, Kennesaw State, are 4-2. But I'm looking over here on the far right of my screen, and it says home 4-0, away 0-2.
Yep.
Yeah.
But those 2 away games were versus Wake Forest and Indiana. Possible national
champions. They
Wake
almost
Forest,
beat Wake
they
Forest.
almost beat. They
should have won the game.
Should have beaten Wake Forest. Now, so you got Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State still undefeated. Western Kentucky, we'll get to them. Just looked absolutely awful last night. Louisiana Tech, Kennesaw State beat them. They got the tiebreaker over them. Give me the Owls for the Conference USA. Give me the Owls, baby. In year 1 of Jerry Mack, give me the Owls, boys. Give me the Owls, boys. All right. And you know what? I do think the only team that can really challenge them is Jacksonville State.
Yep. They're
MAC,
looking pretty good right now. They are.
Let me tell you something about the MAC. I got no freaking clue, dog.
No.
Because, Toledo is usually a very good team in the MAC.
Yeah.
Toledo has crapped themselves 2 weeks and playing not great teams in the MAC. Ohio is usually good. They haven't done well. The 3 undefeated teams are Western Michigan, Buffalo, and Miami of Ohio. Now, Buffalo's traditionally pretty good.
What's crazy is Western Michigan has the best conference record. They're 3-0, and they have the best overall record in the conference at 4-3.
I know, and that's the thing. Is the MAC plays out of conference games. They always play up. They play bigger teams.
Yeah,
and they just get throttled. Usually, they get throttled. But then they get MAC play, and they're battle tested, baby, and they're ready to go. Some of them,
yeah,
not all of them. So anyway,
Toledo's 1-2 in the conference, and I said Toledo's 1-2 in the conference, and they're outscoring opponents 81-45 in conference.
Yeah. I mean,
that's because they beat Akron by 6 touchdowns or something.
They beat Akron 45-3.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Akron's
so
making a push for it.
Akron has actually won a conference game. I don't know how many times they've done that in the last couple of years. So that's good for them. The Zips are getting going.
Also, I mean, Kent State too.
Yeah, Kent State.
Dang, who did they
beat? I think they were almost 2 years completely defeated before this.
Yeah, the fake KSU. We know who they are. Anyway, I mean, if I had to pick somebody, I would go Western Michigan. I'm going to go Western Michigan to win the MAC. Okay. We'll go there. Mountain West. This is a fun one also. You got UNLV and Boise State in that conference. UNLV and Boise State play this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they do. In Boise. Okay. As much as I want to pick Dan Mullen and the Cardiacs, I can't do it. I don't trust them enough. Boise State. Now, Boise State goes and messes around with a couple teams. Yeah, I might be starting to pick UNLV. Right now, it's Boise. Pac-12. Who you got? That's easy. Washington State. Oregon State ain't won a ball game yet. I mean, I guess technically that's a group of five. They're not power anymore. Sun Belt.
They both suck.
Let me tell y'all something about the Sun Belt. You got JMU, so they got divisions still. This is the only conference that still got divisions.
Yeah.
So in the East, you got JMU is 3-0. Coastal Carolina started off as bad as I've ever seen them start the first couple of games.
How are they 2-1 in the conference?
Now they're 2-1. They beat South Alabama a couple weeks ago, and then beat I think it was App State last week or something. I mean, games I didn't think they were going to win.
Mm-mm.
And so they're 2-1. Marshall's beat the crap out of Old Dominion last week.
Yeah.
And Old Dominion kind of played Indiana tight.
Old Dominion turned
And
the
they
ball over
beat
5 times.
Virginia Tech by
20
or something.
Beat Virginia Tech for like the 5th time in 5 times or something. I don't know. Why would they even put them on the schedule anymore? Okay? So
Old
you got
Dominion
JMU. Yes, exactly. I mean, yeah. So you got JMU, and, you know, you got in the East 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 teams and 1 loss. In the West, you got Southern Miss undefeated. Troy, the Trojans undefeated.
Trojans, let's go.
Trojans undefeated. And then you got Arkansas State, Lafayette, and Louisiana Monroe with 1 loss. I mean, I really like Troy right now. I'm saying JMU versus Troy, but JMU wins it.
Yeah, I'd like that too. I didn't think Troy was going to be in this position right now. But
I didn't either. I
They
surely
won,
didn't either,
the last
dude.
2 weeks have been overtime games, and they went on the road and beat Texas State. I thought Texas State was – I thought they were going to win the game.
I thought they were better.
But
Yep.
they're not.
No, they're not. They're not. Any thoughts on those picks? Or got any differing opinions or anything you want to say about the old G5?
Nope. I like it. I agree with
Good,
all of
man.
it.
Good. Well, listen, we're going to jump into a little comment discussion from the TikTok. All right? Had a lot of interaction with the Auburn versus Georgia fumble. Okay? My opinion, it was a touchdown. Okay? A lot of people didn't think that way. Are they Georgia fans? Some of them are. Now, not saying they're wrong or right, because I don't know. Anyway, had some people kind of getting after me. I'm saying, I think it's this. Yes, it's my opinion, right? It's not. I'm not saying I think as in I don't know. It's my opinion. Secondly, I want everybody to know for the record, I know that for it to be a touchdown, the ball carrier has to have control of the ball when he crosses the goal line. If that comment came through one time, it came through 50 times. Oh, well, you kind of missing the mark. You know, the ball can't just cross. It's got to have control. No crap, dude. You can't roll the freaking thing across the goal line, right? That's crazy. The audacity, the boldness to say that, okay? I'm no expert, but gosh dang, I know that, okay? Now, I do appreciate the interaction so much. I wanted to keep going. And that's why I'm talking about trying to get people fired up again. So we'll do some more comments. Okay? Anything that y'all would like to add to that? I mean, we had some people who agreed it was a touchdown. Some people said, yes, I agree, but it was a Georgia touchdown because they should have called it the touchdown for them. Yes, which I said that before we started. I said, hey, listen, it's either touchdown here, touchdown there, because they did scoop and score it. And then I got some other comments that said, shoot, it happened because of offsides.
Yeah,
I thought
that is very true.
Maybe, probably so.
What do
y'all have?
About a half a helmet offsides on at least one of the Georgia players.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there.
And then some people were saying the play before they actually scored, they didn't give it to them on the 3rd down.
Yeah,
whatever it was before.
That one was super close. Personally, I think that it was a touchdown, and it's not because I'm an Auburn fan, because that didn't decide the game. It did in the sense that Auburn just completely shut down after that. However, I do think it was a touchdown. My issue is how in the world do we have an SEC game of that nature, and we cannot get a camera view that is clearer than trying to look through a screen door?
I
It
thought
looks
the
like I'm
same
trying to
exact thing.
look 40 yards away through a screen door trying to tell whether or not the ball is secured and across the line or not.
I thought the
I,
same exact
I
thing.
don't understand. I don't understand. I also thought the officiating, either side, I thought it was not very good. I thought that in that 2 minutes, I think I heard it took around 30 to 35 real time minutes for the
Yeah,
last 2 minutes
yeah,
to finish up. That is
that's right. I heard that too.
completely unacceptable. I was listening to David Pollock. I don't know if y'all listen to his podcast at all. They do playoff elimination every week. They each pick a team where they eliminate the playoff team. And one of the guys said he said Auburn eliminated from the playoffs. He said I also have another pick. He said these refereeing crews, they do a good job during the year. They get these big bowl games and playoffs and stuff. He said that officiating crew that was in that game, they've also been eliminated from playoff contention. And I thought that was
Classic,
so funny.
classic, man.
But
I
yeah,
heard that. It was great.
that was the main thing that I took away from that. The officiating was not great. Both sides, they miss calls on both sides. I know I'm an Auburn fan, but there's always things that they miss. There's always calls that they make that both sides don't agree with. It's the nature of the game. I think it was a touchdown, but it doesn't matter because Auburn let it beat them. The loss of the touchdown was not what beat Auburn. It was the pouting and the drooping of chins is what ended up losing the game, I think. So
Not being able to
overcome.
Right, not being able to overcome, not being able to be resilient like Georgia was because they were down 10-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, almost 17.
I'll tell you this: I've never felt a 7-point advantage at halftime feel like. I've never had it feel like we're down by 10.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like.
But as soon as that happened, the field goal going up by 7, and I saw Hugh Freeze's interview going into halftime, I was like, I feel like we are down 17-10 right now.
Yeah,
and it ended up being.
I tell you what.
Point, but
yeah, I'll tell you what. The biggest thing for me of the whole game, though, is the timeout fiasco. And if I am a team, if I'm a coach who has that crew this week, I'm trying it. Mm-hmm. I'm doing it.
Oh, for sure.
I'm going to be yelling timeout with my hands doing this right here. And they're going to call it. I'm going to say, no. I was clapping.
Well, no. What he was saying was that Auburn's defense was clapping. And so my issue is it. I think there is a clip of a guy like one of Auburn's safeties or something like clapping over to one of the corners or to a linebacker or something like that. Beside the point, there is complete video proof of Kirby Smart running down the sidelines doing this, and you can read his mouth saying timeout.
Yes.
After they called the timeout, he said they're clapping, and he's like, no, they're clapping. So one of 3 things has to happen. You call a delay of game on Auburn for clapping because that's what that penalty should be. Number 2, you got to call a delay of game on Georgia because the time ran out if you don't give Georgia the timeout. The third thing, you give Georgia, you assess them a timeout. It can't be we reset the play clock and we just play the down again. That cannot be what happens.
I mean,
somehow it is.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It's that you have a crew of like 7 dudes who talk about this, and that's what they come up with. That's what I don't understand. And here's the thing is like Hugh Freeze might get fired after this season. I'm not saying he should. But it's possible. And then you look back to the Oklahoma game and the Georgia game where he could go back and say, listen, we should have won these games if these calls go a little differently, what they should have been. And then he's out of a job, and those referees are chilling in the summer. Hey, we're getting ready to go again next year.
Give me about 30 seconds. I know I've talked about this a lot, but I think that the referees should have to answer questions after the games. I know that people talk about, well, they shouldn't know their names and all this stuff about them because people are going to – and I'm like, that is bull. The player, the 18 to 22-year-olds on the team are the most popular people. Everybody knows everything about them. We don't say anything about it. These are grown adults that – calls like that, not just Hugh Freeze, calls like that get coaches fired.
Yeah.
and they don't have to worry about it. They get to go back the next season, and they get to referee for their $2,000 to $3,000 a game. I think we need to get official referees that are full-time and stop with this part-time BS, because it is costing people jobs, it is costing people games, it is costing people money to go out here and have to watch this product week in and week out. Get full-time referees, quit with the part-time freaking garbage pickup people that come in there for a Saturday night and call these games. I'm sick of watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, it fires me up big time. You know, I was watching a game yesterday. It was one of the three. Which one was it? It was oh man. It was the maybe Liberty, New Mexico State.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a throw going into the end zone. It was for Liberty, I believe. Gosh, I don't remember. It was one of the games. He goes up, makes a good catch, but clearly steps out of bounds. I mean, clearly just lands out of bounds. Out of bounds. But when his left foot hit in bounds, but his right foot knocked the pylon over. Right? So left foot landed out of bounds. Right foot, complete control, kicks over the pylon. The referee, touchdown, baby. Or down at the one, whatever. Catch, down at the one. Clearly, no catch, out of bounds. Now, luckily, they replayed it and overturned it. But it's those things where it, to me, and I'm not even down on the field level looking at it,
Mm-hmm.
To say that's a catch, I just don't understand that. Those are things, and that might be small. I don't understand how you can be right there on it, and that's all you're watching, and you miss it, something that clear. I don't know. And I've never done it, so I don't know how much say I've got in it, but there it is. Now, real quick, before we get into games, head coach firings we've had. Brent Pryde, Virginia Tech, that was a few weeks ago. Deshaun Foster, that was a few weeks ago at UCLA. Sam Pittman, Arkansas, that was a few weeks ago. Just this past Sunday, we've had James Franklin, that's the big one at Penn State. Trent Bray, Oregon State, 0-7. And Trent Dilfer, UAB. Am I missing one? I feel like there's one more.
Yeah, there is. I can't think of who it is, though.
Oh, man, I don't remember.
It's been 7.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't remember.
Just briefly, thoughts on the firings and then the James Franklin firing in particular, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much of a Oregon State. Yeah, well, I mean, yes, good job. Penn State. What do you do from here? Who do you go get? Who wants that job when you can go? And I get it. Like Penn State, they want to be on top. I get it. But nope, I don't think anybody other than James Franklin's going to give you a chance to do that. I mean, I saw some potential candidates for it last night during one of the games. Said Matt Rule, Matt Campbell, and Kurt Cignetti. Kurt Cignetti, that dude ain't leaving. All right,
He'd be dumb too.
he's doing something absolutely special in Indiana. Why would you do that?
Yeah, no doubt.
Matt Campbell, similar situation to Iowa State. I mean, he's building something there. Matt Rule is the only one that I can think. He's been at Nebraska, what, 3 years?
3 years, yeah.
His third year.
And, I mean, they're fine, Nebraska, honestly, they're good with winning eight games a year at this point. Now, they have success like that in the future. They're going to be wanting more, but whatever. He's the only one that out of those three, and I'm sure there's plenty more candidates. He's the only one out of those three that would take it in a heartbeat if they offered it. I think.
I'll tell you another. Or no, go ahead. If you're still going, go ahead.
But I think if it were to be Matt Rule at Penn State, he's not going to give you the success that James Franklin would continue to give you. I get it. They lost to UCLA, lost to Northwestern, but their roster's not bad. It's just, every 80 years you're going to have something like this happen, and it just happened to be James Franklin at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that he would be a detriment. Like, he would continue doing this forever. Now, if he does it the rest of the season, sure. But
Yeah, I think that most of the firings are warranted. The other one was Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State.
yeah,
That's right.
Um,
Yeah.
Mike Gundy, most of them I think are pretty warranted. James Franklin really surprised me. Now, granted, I did, we did talk a little bit about it last week, his comments after the UCLA game, talking about the travel and the team being emotional. It's not what you want to hear from your head coach. But, I mean, you got to think we are not even 365 days removed from Penn State having won 2 playoff games, and you're about from winning the semifinal game against Notre Dame and playing in the national championship.
Yeah.
It really shocked me a lot. Now, but here's the thing: you have to go forward. Those 3 names I've heard. Another one that I think would be interesting, maybe, is Fran Brown at Syracuse.
yeah.
He's done really well at Syracuse, and he's able to recruit that. I mean, he's already up in that area. Really, he's a great recruiter. Seems like a great culture guy. So he would be an interesting name to keep up with, because the thing is you're going down. Everybody's going to say, "Well, I just don't know. I just don't like you're." Nobody's going to get him up to where James Franklin was, at least as early as he kind of did, which is probably true, but you fired basically the only guy that you can get at Penn State at this point to do that. So now the only way to go is down. The only way to hire is down below where James Franklin was. So you're going to have to go out and you're going to have some growing pains. I think administrations and fan bases need to get a little bit more used to this is how the college football world is you're going to have down seasons in the middle of success. It's going to happen. It's the nature of the beast with the transfer portal and stuff. But yeah, that one surprised me. The other one's not so much. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the coach firings suck. I mean, some of them are warranted. Yes, I understand that. Go a long time and, you hadn't won much at all. I get that. Now, James Franklin one, I guess I see where people may be coming from, but I don't get it because I saw or been hearing that the last 3 seasons he was 34-8.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was it. And so, you think about it, and like less than 365 ago, they were about a couple plays away from going to the national championship game. And kind of like you said, Griff, who are you? And I said this on the episode before this. Who are you gonna get?
Mm-hmm.
And here's what they need to understand is probably they're going to get somebody and they're not going to win immediately.
Yes.
Probably. Now, I know in this world you can do that because you can just bring guys with you or transfer guys in. If you get the right ones, you'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
But I just do not agree with it at all. Yes, they're down right now. Yeah, this is a tough stretch. But then, the AD, I think it's Pat Kraft, the AD, he said, this is not something that just happened just now. It's been something that's been happening. I'm thinking,
it has.
Why wouldn't you do something then? Why?
Mm-hmm.
It's like they were just kind of waiting for the perfect moment to go ahead and get him out. I mean, last year, you weren't saying this last year when you were in the semifinals of the playoff. I know that. I mean, I'm just very interested to see who they get.
Yes,
I think Matt Rule would be crazy to leave Nebraska. I think he'd be crazy to leave.
Yeah.
I think Matt Campbell doesn't want to leave Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Signetti would be crazy to leave Indiana.
No.
Fran Brown wouldn't be a bad choice.
Mm-mm.
But I think if you're Penn State, you're going to have to probably go G5, Alex Golich.
And
right?
Here's another thing is the buyout for James Franklin is like, I think, $55 million. You also got to think when you go and you hire a coach, say, for example, Kurt Signetti, people have been floating him around. To buy him out of his contract to Indiana is another $10 million.
Yeah.
Then you got to pay him probably, what, $7, $8, $9, $10 million the coming up year. So you're talking about $75 million over the course of a year.
Griff, that's only for the head coach. You got to bring the whole staff in.
Yes.
You're not going to keep anybody else's on there already.
Yeah.
So it's going to be $100 million once you get to the end of it, basically. So maybe not quite, but close to it. But like you were saying, is, and I think I mentioned this before, but fans don't understand. Fans, I hear a lot of stuff. Coaches want to be loyal to fans. We want to, fans this, fans that, ADs, fans this, fans that. But let me tell you something about fans, buddy. The second that coach or that team starts not doing well, guess where the fans are going? The opposite way. And they're going to be saying, hey, you need to get out. You got to get out. And here's the other thing about not all fans. Some fans, they get on there and they say this, and they don't understand what could be happening next.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand who could be coming in next. Does it even fit? Does it even work?
Yeah.
Is the person even as good as the guy that just left, or you just want to get something new because it's just so bad right now? Give me a break, man. I mean, yes, he's been there for 12 years. He doesn't have a great record of versus top 5, top 10 AP team. How many coaches do?
Yeah.
How many coaches do? They're only probably Nick Saban, Kirby Smart. I don't even know if Ryan Days is that good.
I don't know. Sarkisian ain't that good.
Hey, here's the funny thing. Before Ryan Day and Ohio State won a national championship last year, they lost to Michigan. You would have thought Ryan Day was out the door the next day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And freaking a month and a half later, they won a national championship. So don't give me the BS about it's so bad and we got to get rid of somebody. Don't give it to me. Because you don't know how it can change. Things are going to go bad sometimes. Now, if it's something unethical or something, that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's just a rough time, you can't just say, let's get everybody out of here and let's just start fresh. Sometimes it works, but sometimes you're in a bad freaking situation when you get the new person in there. It just drives me insane because people want to jump to conclusions so fast. We just need a new coach. We need a new coach. Well, guess what? Now players are getting paid. So you don't have to put it just on the coach now.
Yeah.
The players are professionals now, basically. Now you got to say, hey, why are these players not freaking? Why is Drew Aller not playing like he should be playing?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say in the NFL. And some of these kids are making more than some freaking NFL guys.
To quote the legend Michael Scott roughly, when they talk about the grass is always greener on the other side, sometimes there's no grass out there and it's just a farty dirt patch.
Yeah, sometimes it is a farty dirt patch.
Yeah.
You're right about
sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone. We'll quote, God, who is that? Cinderella.
Yeah. It's
the band, not the
band,
princess, everybody.
Well, I thought you were going to say Andy.
Yeah. Sometimes
you wish you knew you were in the good old days.
Right, you wish you knew. That's right. Okay. Dalton's got the old Dunder Mifflin hoodie on. So, we got the office. We're thinking office on the mind.